Hello everyone, welcome to Disapproval to Inner Freedom. Today we're going to explore a powerful Neurographica process called ARJ, the algorithm for removing judgments. This session is designed to help you release inner tension or stress that comes from judgments. Judgments about yourself, about others, or even about life situations. You see, every time we judge, we create a kind of inner resistance. That resistance locks energy inside our nervous system and can keep us from moving forward. In this session, we'll use drawing to transform that judgment into acceptance through flowing lines, rounding, and harmonizing with color. You'll watch that old tension dissolve, a new calm begin to appear. This process is not about forcing change. It's about allowing your mind to rewire itself naturally as you move through judgment to neutrality and inner peace. I'm honored to walk beside you on this journey. Let's begin. Oh, welcome back everyone to Disapproval to Inner Freedom. You're going to need some supplies. You're going to need some white copy paper or some white sketch paper. You're going to also need some black markers. I prefer to use Sharpies, and I like to have them in different widths. All right. You're also going to need some coloring material like crayons or markers. I prefer to use watercolor pencils. And let's see, and I think that's all we're going to need. Okay, to begin, I'd like to do a little grounding. All right, let's just get present here and relaxed. So if you could put your feet on the ground and just kind of wiggle all out, wiggle your shoulders, wipe your arms, wipe all the toxic off from the day, wiggle your fingers again and roll your shoulders. Take a deep breath in. Release. Okay, let's begin by closing our eyes for a moment. Take a slow, deep breath in. Gently exhale. Feel your body supported by the chair and the ground beneath you. Imagine the earth holding you steady. Take a deep breath in again. Release. With each breath, let yourself feel a little more safe, a little more present. Ready to release what no longer serves you. Deep breath in again, up through your nose and out through your mouth. Repeat after me. I am supported. I am safe. I am enough. Okay, when you're ready, go ahead and open your eyes. Okay. All right. The first thing we do is we're going to do an exercise called 20 and 2. All right, and this exercise is just kind of maybe like clear your brain, open it up. Okay, we're going to come up with a theme. Okay, the algorithm we're going to be using today is ARJ, algorithm removing judgments. It's a Neurographica algorithm. And we're coming up with a theme of something that you judge. All right, it might be yourself. It could be a relative. It could be a certain item or something in your life. I have a problem judging people that I consider to be lazy. And I need to work on that. So this is what I am going to work on today. You need to come up with your own theme. All right, so now the next thing we do is we're going to take 2 minutes and we're going to write down anything our mind and thoughts come up with. And they call it 20 and 2 because you should be able to get at least 20 words in 2 minutes down. If you don't, that means you're thinking too hard. Okay, so now many times you're going to write the same word down over and over again, or it might not have anything to do with your thing, and that is okay. I just want you to clear your mind and write down anything that comes up. All right, so let's begin. All right. Okay. Okay, I hope you got 20 words down. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to circle the first 5 words that your eye comes to. The first 5 things you see. That's what I'm trying to say. The first 5 things you see on your paper, I just want you to circle. Okay. Now I just want you to set that paper aside. We'll maybe use that later. Okay. Now the next thing I want you to do is in the left-hand corner of your paper, I want you to write your name and the date. Yes. And the theme. Okay. All right. Make sure that I have a pen that works this time. Let's see here. Get a good pen. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is do a catharsis. All right, and a catharsis is some releasing all your tensions inside of your body. Okay, and it only takes 2 or 3 seconds. And I'll show you how you do it. And you just you're going to use your arm more than you're going to use your hand. Like that. Okay, that's what you're going to do. Okay, so you do that next. Now, the next thing you're going to do is we're going to try to dissolve this catharsis. All right, so all these little lines right here, you're going to do a neurographic line out to the edge. Okay, I'm going to show you what that is, in case you haven't taken my class before. And I really need to get a better pen here. Let me see if this one works. Okay, I have 100 pens, so just a moment. Let me get another pen here. And I'm going to show you what a neurographic line looks like. Let's see if I can get a good pen here. Okay, a neurographic line is not a straight line, and is not a pattern line, like one that goes in rhythm like this. Neurographic line starts on one side, and it's going to flow. And you're just going to let it, you know it's going to go to the other end, the paper, but you're not too sure where it's going to go, where it's going to end up. Okay? So that's what we're going to do. We're going to take this, all these lines here, and we're going to just take it out to the edge, all the way. Make sure you can see the bottom of my paper. Okay? Anywhere there's like a sharp point here, okay, you do that all the way out. All right, just anywhere you kind of feel, and you can also have branches, some of them that branch out. All right. All right. Yeah. I'm going to soften this catharsis. Okay. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is you're going to take your marker and you're going to draw a circle on your paper that represents yourself. And this is very intuitive. It's going to be as small or as large as you want, and you can put it anywhere you want. And I want you to be thinking of your theme throughout this. I want you to be thinking about it. You'll get a better result in the analysis if you are concentrating and focused. Okay. That is me. You label it me. Right? Now I want you to draw some more circles on here that I want you to be your supportive. How is your goal? What is it that you want in this to make this change? What would you prefer to feel like? All right? So I'm going to put another circle up here, and I'm going to label it patience. And I'm going to draw another one. And I'm going to label it tolerance. All right. And I'm just going to keep going here. And you should probably have, five or so. Okay. All right. Now I also want you to put here, I should have a few more, shouldn't I? Okay, so now I want you to do is I want you to write draw some more circles that are your supportive circles. These are things that you already have. What do you have in you already? What kind of personality, what kind of traits, what kind of strengths do you have to help you reach this goal? All right, so let's see. I'm going to draw another circle here. All right, and I'm going to go ahead and write those down. Okay. All right, so now that you've done that, we're going to go ahead and we're going to do neurographic lines throughout this. We're going to make sure that these are all joined together. So you can just start on one side of the paper over here, and you're going to, sure it goes all the way through. You're going to make sure that all of this is joined. Just let it flow, let your arm do most of the moving. Okay. We're going to be doing the rounding next. Okay, so the next step we do is what we call rounding. Let me show you what that is in case you don't know. Wherever there's an intersection like this, you're going to round it off. I kind of like to think of making that U right there. And then you're doing it all the way around it. Whole thing, and then kind of smooth it out. All right, now if some of the lines are saying, I'm going to just do like this so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. If it's like this, go around it like this, trace around the whole thing, and just smooth it out like this. If it's, say it's really tiny, you can just color it in like this and then just smooth them out. Okay, and you want to be able, you want to do it to all of the intersections. So look at it very careful to make sure that you're catching them all. Okay, and sometimes this takes a while, so sometimes it's nice to just put some music on. And I have a lot of intersections here, and so I'm going to just let you watch me for a moment, and then I'm going to put my video on pause and then come back, all right? But I'm going to let you watch me do this for a second. I tend to always trace around them again just to kind of make sure that everything is getting smoothed out. If you do have some nice calming music, I suggest you put it on. It's a nice time just to relax. Most people find this very relaxing, but I do want you to keep in mind and think about what you're thinking about while you're doing it. Right? Okay, I'm going to put mine on pause for a second so the video isn't too long, and I will come back to you.
Era sole e let it ride. In the shadow of the mountains, where the winds have learned to roar, I can feel the weight I'm carrying. Silent stones my spirit bore.
Lines unfold to show the story, curves revealing every scar. Let the judgment slowly loosen, let the healing reach the heart.
Aruna vel, Aruna kai.
Ferasum elda, carry them fly. Break the chains, release the bind. Let the harshness leave the mind. Rise as one, a lighter star. Let no judgment rule your heart.
In the trembling of the moment, when old fears begin to rise, I can see the inner critic hidden deep behind my eyes.
Mindful shapes dissolve the tension, neural lines unwind the doubt. Every stroke a quiet freedom, drawing all the shadows out.
Ora ven, ora vai. Turn the stone and let it sigh. Break the chains, release the bind. Let the harshness leave the mind. Rise as one, a lighter star. Let no judgment rule your heart.
Through the voice of ancient rhythms, through the drumbeat of the soul, I reclaim the worth I carry, all the parts that make me whole.
Every circle finds its softness, every angle learns to flow. Self-compassion rising steady like the embers warming glow.
In our leave the mind. Rise as one, the lighter start. Let no judgment rule your heart.
In the quiet after thunder, in the hush when fears depart, I can breathe without the weight. Now I can stand inside my heart.
Judgment fades like melting winter. Kindness takes its rightful place, and the path of gentle living leaves its blessing on my face.
Arunavel, Arunakai. Free the soul and let it rise.
Break the chains, release the bind. Let the harshness leave the mind. Rise as one, the lighter star. Let no judgment rule your heart. Let no judgment rule your heart.
Let no judgment
Rule your
Okay, how you coming? I had a lot of rounding to do, but that's okay. I find it really relaxing. I hope you did. But after you finish rounding everything, step back and look at it for a second and see if whether or not you missed anything. And just kind of go over it. You want everything to be smoothed. Okay, everything to be non-resistant. All right. Okay, so the next step that we're going to do is to color. And this time when we color, we're going to use nuance colors to make it seem softer and more gentle. So I want you to think of a color you have in mind, and choose colors that have the same tone. All right. If you're feeling like you need to use more stagnant color, or a color that is opposite of that and not nuanced, then then go ahead and do that. But right now what we're trying to do is to have something smooth and quiet. So whoops, let me put my lids on here. And I've chosen blue because I just kind of feel that just blue tones, because I feel that, I don't know, it just makes me feel more quiet and more smooth and calm. And when you color, you're not going to color like just this section here and then a section here. You're going to color the sections. You're going to go across the lines, and I want you to color until you feel like you should change colors. And you just color like this. Don't worry about the lines. You just color. And if you feel like you want to make it darker, you just press down harder. And then you feel like you need to change. I want you to pick up another color. And I want you to color, and you can kind of blend and go over that. And we're not going to color the entire drawing. Make a point of not to. All right, you need to leave some of it empty. And you go on above the paper, you go all the way to the edge, pulling it over. And don't think about where you're coloring. Just wherever your eye and your hand is drawn to is where you're going to color. When you feel like you need to pick up another one, and you color again. But I want you to pick your own color, whatever colors make you feel more calm, or whatever color you're just drawn to. All right. All right. Okay. You shouldn't use any more than 5 colors. Might even use less. I've done this when I've just done it in pencil. Also, pens and pencils and pens. Okay, let's. Okay, and when you feel like you're done, you just stop. Okay, I'm almost there. I'm going to put my video on pause for a moment. I'll be right back.
Feed our soul and let it rise. In the shadow of the mountains, where the winds have learned to roar, I can feel the weight I'm carrying. Silent stones my spirit bore.
Lines unfold to show the story, curves revealing every scar. Let the judgment slowly loosen, let the healing reach the heart.
Aruna vel, Aruna kai.
Melda, carry them fly. Break the chains, release the bind. Let the harshness leave the mind. Rise as one, a lighter star. Let no judgment rule your heart.
In the trembling of the moment, when old fears begin to rise, I can see the inner critic hidden deep behind my eyes.
Mindful shapes dissolve the tension, neural lines unwind the doubt. Every stroke a quiet freedom, drawing all the shadows out.
Ora ven, ora vai. Turn the stone and let it sigh. Break the chains, release the bind. Let the harshness leave the mind. Rise as one, a lighter star. Let no judgment rule your heart.
Through the voice of ancient rhythms, through the drumbeat of the soul, I reclaim the worth I carry, all the parts that make me whole.
Every circle finds its softness, every angle learns to flow. Self-compassion rising steady like the embers warming glow.
Henasam, Henatar, lay the burden from afar. Break the chains, release the mind. Let the harshness leave the mind. Rise as one, a lighter start. Let no judgment rule your heart.
In the quiet after thunder, in the hush when fears depart, I can breathe without the weight. Now I can stand inside my heart.
Judgment fades like melting winter, kindness takes its rightful place, and the path of gentle living leaves its blessing on my face.
Aruna vel, Aruna kai. Free the soul and let it rise.
Release the mind. Let the harshness leave the mind. Rise as one, a lighter star. Let no judgment rule your heart. Let no judgment rule your heart.
Let no judgment
Rule your
All right, I'm almost done. Just wanted to show you that I find that if I take like a gray or sometimes even a white and just kind of color over some of my drawing, It kind of helps blend it a little bit. I can kind of outline it also, like this. Kind of smooths out the coloring a little bit. You can do that, especially in this algorithm where we want things to feel smooth and calm. I'm just kind of coloring it over it, making sure that everything is colored in really well. Okay, yeah, the next step on here is we're going to make a filled line. And a filled line is like a neurographic line, but it's going to go through the entire paper, and we usually use a thicker marker. And if you don't have a thicker marker, then you're just going to go over that line several times. And this is all intuitive too. You're just going to take it wherever you feel. And it doesn't have to follow a line, but it also can. Let's see, I'm just going to let go where I want, where it feels like it should go. And then you can make two. You make one or two or three, whatever you feel. Okay, I think I'm going to do one more. It all seems to be going right there, doesn't it? Okay. All right, then you need to also do the rounding in here, wherever it crosses an intersection and you need to round. A lot of times, because it's thick, it doesn't seem to need a lot of rounding because the marker's already kind of thick. But you'll just take a look at your drawing and see wherever you feel like it needs to be rounded again, and you need to do that. Then the next step is we're going to put an anchor on. Right, and this, I'll show you how to do that in just a sec. Almost done here. Okay. All right. Okay. So the next thing I'd like for you to do is kind of like put your hands over your paper, and I want you to sit still for a second, and I want you to feel the energy that's coming from this drawing, and wherever it's taking you or wherever it feels like you need, where it needs to be, just sit still, be quiet for a sec. Interesting. Okay. And you kind of go over it a few times. Okay, so you definitely know that is the anchor. Okay. The next step is the reflection. I want you to look at your drawing. I want you to think about it, and want you to remember how it felt while you were doing it. I would like for you to look at it and see whether or not you see images in your drawing. Sometimes when you look at clouds in the sky, you can see different shapes and things. Sometimes in your drawings, you can find any kind of shapes and things that might be sending you messages. Right, so I want you to do that, and I want you to look at it. Right? And if you could give this drawing a title, what would that be? Right? Okay, well, I've had a really nice time doing this with you. If you're interested in me giving you an analysis that's offered, it's only $25, and I'd be happy to do it for you. There will be a questionnaire, a reflection form that you'll need to fill out, and you'll need to send me a photo of your drawing, and I'd be happy to help you with that. I hope you'll see me again. I really enjoyed this. Please share and give me a like. I enjoyed it. Thank you so much for your time.